Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand up.
Hello friends, and welcome again to another Street Fighter Duel video. In this video I'll show you the teams that I used to beat the Midsummer Adventure and the boss Summer Yang. So he have a cool set of skills. He have a undispellable shield that he uses twice, and it reflects damage, and the more that you hit him and deal damage to him, the more that his shield will deal damage to you in return. And I use sets of specific units and skills. You can change them. I'll tell you the alternatives to do that. But what happened is I was trying something and I discovered that E.Ryu is a big boost to your account. Whatever reason you can use him in stages, tower, in bosses, in everywhere, because he negates one of the rounds of shields that Summer Yang will affect you, and because of him depleting the energy bar, just like other units that are now coming to the game, like the new Fashion Ken, he will have the same strategy and the same utility. So I dropped a little bit, so I was ranking in the top 10. That's good, that's good. It means it will keep you in the top 50. So the top 50 so far is getting you to 350 million in total. This will increase, of course, when we go, and I will show you the teams that I ran, and I will tell you what I used on them. And for some reason, when you go to the teams and you set your teams up, so if I use Bison, let's say I put the fast chance on Summer Yang, the enemy starts before me. When I put the fast chant on Bison, gives me the advantage, and then I start before them. So if your main lineup has the fast chant, you will start before them. Let me show you this in practice. So we don't have fast chant here. Let's put fast chant on Summer Yang, just to show you this, so you don't get confused if you're not starting before him. And when you start before the enemy, it always gives you the advantage to have the extra bar when you start. So as you see here, we're gonna start. No, he starts first, and this is what you want to avoid, so you can get the advantage of starting before him. So we remove it from Summer Yang and Echo, because it's the best for him. And let's use on Bison the fast chant. Of course, I changed this after I stopped playing, because for PvP I want him to deal more damage to low HP units. So now the fast chant is on Bison, and Summer Yang doesn't have any fast chant, and my lineup doesn't have fast chants too. So now if we want to start, we start first, because the fast chant procs. So if on tag team the fast chant doesn't proc, that's what I saw. I did it in Crusade. Even if my team is faster, I start first, but the fast chant doesn't proc if they are on the tag position. I don't know if it's an update to the game, but this is how it goes. So I will show you the assist in the teams. So the teams that I'm running Bison for tanking and explosion. And when I run Bison, make sure to do this. I go to him and I remove his chest piece and his boots, because I know the boots give you a little bit of crit, but I don't need the crit actually on Bison that much. I want him to explode more, because when I have these, he explodes less. So I keep only this one and this one, because it gives attack and crit damage and more damage. And this is the only thing I need. I tried with having nothing on him and only the glove. It was a successful run. You can run this also, but I added this one because it gives him more attack, and I want his explosion to deal as much damage as possible. And as you see, so F.Blanka and Dhalsim. And I want you to pay attention to this replay, and I'm gonna pause a little bit and tell you what happened so you can understand. I don't run the same rotation over and over. I run different rotations to get the maximum damage that I can do with this team, and this team can give you 300 million and above damage on its own. But you need to be lucky with Dhalsim, with his FS30, to proc as much as possible burn. And I did plus 30 to him today, and it was a massive upgrade actually, and now I can do even more damage. So Fei Long, I use him on F.Blanka, and I use M.Cody on my Dhalsim, because Dhalsim is the most want to deal damage in the team. And I utilize Summer Yang for his C1 and his C2. C2 because it gives me 1 extra combo by the end of the fight, and his C1 because it gives shields and heals when my HP goes low, or just to continue the combo because I use sometimes the F.Blanka. So I start with F.Blanka, use C1 of Summer Yang, then F.Blanka again. And no, actually the first one that I start with F.Blanka, Dhalsim C1, the C2 of Summer Yang for more combo, and the C3 of Bison. And then I start with F.Blanka, Summer Yang, F.Blanka, Dhalsim. And when he has his shields on, and when Dhalsim is standing on his foot, I wait for him to stop standing on his foot and doing the Yoga Tower because of the 6 out of 6 cars, and he gains the maximum buff, and I start with him, then the C1 of F.Blanka, then the C2 of Summer Yang, and I duel with them as slow as possible, make them go till the end, and I click them because I want him to get down from his Yoga Flame Tower that he stand on, because he gains the buffs. When he gains the maximum buffs, I throw his C3, and this is what you need to pay attention for, specifically in this team. So many people are telling me their Dhalsim isn't doing that much damage in this event. They're doing everything possible, they're like doing the rotations, but they're doing them back to back. As you see, I have no buffers except these guys buffing and Bison's buff and F.Blanka. I'm not using a C1 buff, I'm using a C2 to give me more combo and to put armor break on the enemy, and I'm using the shields and heals. That's it. That's what I'm using. You can play Fei Long here, but because F.Blanka is not a fire element, his C1 will not benefit you that much, except the tag that he puts, and I think it's fire vulnerability or something like that. Flame vulnerability. That's the only thing that you benefit from. So his passive, you don't benefit from it because F.Blanka is not a flame unit. So this is the lineup that I run with as the first team. The second team, and this is interesting, and of course I go to E.Ryu, I remove all of his gears, and I put back Bison's gear, the full Bison +5, +2 gears. And I run fast chant on him because it's on the main lineup and gives me the advantage. Again, just like the first lineup, if I put the fast chant on Street Poison, it doesn't affect me and I become slower again. So I put him on him, and I put for her, for more protection, I put the shelter. This one, I use shelter on her. Now I'm not gonna change it because I'm using her in PvP, so I want to keep it that way. So I'm using Abel on Guile because Guile is a little bit sassy, and if he hits Yang with the shields, even with the shields of Viper granting him that, he kills himself. He deals a lot of damage, but he's too shy to take a little bit of damage. I'm using Yang here because Yang, whenever Viper crits, he gives me 80 points in combo gouge, which keep me going and dealing more damage. And this team deals massive ton of damage. You can run Viper by her own using her super and her C3. I will show you other teams, other players using that, and they're dealing like 250 million damage. With this lineup, I'm dealing between 200 220 million damage, which is decent because I'm utilizing another team that I can't run the same lineup if I ran them as they run them. So the rotation here, I start with E.Ryu. As you see, I have A+ E.Ryu. At A rank, the more you build him, the better he performs, but he performs as well as a single copy. I start with him the first combo, and why do I start with him? Because I want him to put on himself the 3 Satsui no Iki buffs, because when he gets 5, he will deplete the enemy combo gauge, and then you will have a free combo that you can hit your enemy with, and you will not get damage from the shields because he will not apply the shields. Then I use C1 of Street Poison, C2 of Viper, and Guile's C3. Then I start the second rotation with Guile, Street Poison, Viper, then Guile. And why is that? Because I want to accumulate armor break on the enemy. If you don't do that, your Guile will not deal that much of damage, and only Viper will be dealing the damage. And then after that, I wait. In the third rotation, the shields will be up from Summer Yang. And here I want to hit him because I want everybody to get low on HP, and then they be granted the shields from Viper, which will boost their attack and will give them survivability, and they will not die. So I start with Viper, then S.Poison, Viper, and Guile. All of them are low HP. Even him, he hits them with the trigger attack, and they will get low HP. On top of low HP, my combo gauge will be full again, and I will have 2 extra attacks because whenever she triggers the shield, she gives you combo meter. And then he will trigger his passive after the 3rd attack that I told you about, and he will deplete the enemy's energy bar. And I will show you, and I highlight this in the replay when we see it. And then you will have 3 attacks, and you hit them. You start with Viper, S.Poison, Viper, and Guile, and you spam it until the end of the battle. Of course, I'm using Virgil EX here because I want them to last as much as possible, and I heal them because they take a lot of damage from the shields that Summer Yang hits them with. My 3rd team, and here, I want to tell you something. If you built Akuma and you have Akuma, play Akuma. If you have Vega, play Vega. Trendy Kami, you can replace her with Trendy Kami. I don't know who does better here in this situation. Both of them are slow DPS single target. They deal massive damage, but they're slow. I'm using Ken, as you see. Congratulations, Pika. My Ken is now S because I used the Chaotic Fragment Starlight on him, and now I had an extra copy, and now he's so I'm pretty happy as free to play having S golden Ken. It's amazing. Again, I take Ken and I remove the gears from E.Ryu and put them on him, and as you see, I'm using fast chant on him again because if I have it on Elena, my team will not go first. The combo here is simple. It's the same combo. As soon as I start the battle, I don't wait on this lineup because this lineup, it has a trigger effect, it has a trigger effect, it has a trigger effect, and it has a trigger effect here, so it will give me more combo meter. And I have Chun-Li, which is a battery when I use her C2. So I start with Kami, Elena, Chun-Li, then Kami, and I go on like this, but I time it. Here you need to time it. He needs to hit, stand back, because if you hit him while he's going back and forth, you're gonna whiff and miss all of your hits, and this is what you need to do. Let's go to the replays. I'm gonna show you the replays that I have done. So my first lineup, as you see, 180 million with a Viper and Guile wasn't the best. I will try to do better, and I can do better. I tried so many times. It gets me over 220 million, and here I fail or here I fail. And this one was a little bit good on every part. My Kami team hit the 180 million, this team hit the 350 million, this team hits the 220 million. But it never accumulated with each other, so the perfect run will happen, but I will try more. So here we go. This is the first replay. Let me do it to X4. So I wait until I have 3 combo meter bars accumulated, and then I start. So here's the second one, and as soon as he starts and goes back to his place, so he starts, he hits me, go back, and comes back, and I start. E.Ryu, S.Poison, Viper, Guile, then Guile, S.Poison, Viper, then Guile, and I sit down back. And I wait for him to do his combo. Then I hit with Viper, look at her HP going down, S.Poison, Viper, then Guile. They're gaining shields, look at my combo meter, how quickly it filled up. And now, he got hit. I start with Viper, S.Poison, Viper, then Guile, and I continue the rotation like this. As you see, the combo meter was depleted. This is why he didn't do his attack. And now he does his attack to hit somebody. Almost killed somebody, but he didn't. I could save this even more, but I continued, and I hit him. And by the end, he gonna kill somebody, I guess, here. And I will have another attack, and I will hit. Okay, so E.Ryu depleted his energy bar one more time. And I continued my rotation with Viper, Poison, Viper, then Guile. As you see, E.Ryu is a massive upgrade to any team that you have. And this was the run. The second team, which is the most damage right now, as you see, Dhalsim did the most of the damage, but you can do even more. It depends on how many times you proc your burn. So I drop my EX first for more damage, and here I wait. When I have 4 seconds on my other EX, I start with F.Blanka and hit the C1 immediately of Dhalsim, because I want him on that Yoga Tower. I hit my EX while I do the C2, and then I wait, I do the C3, and he hits me. And when he goes back, I start with F.Blanka, so I can drag them and not put them in the corner. I take my time. He drops off his leg, Dhalsim, so I continue my combo and hit them with the C3. Again, now he will put his shields up, and I don't want to kill Dhalsim immediately, so I hit them with the ball. He's standing on his leg. I use the C1 of F.Blanka, the C2 of Summer Yang, and I wait as much as possible so his shields are down. Now Dhalsim doesn't take any damage. I hit him with the C3. It's all about timing, calculation, and how to avoid being hit with or hitting him and dealing damage to yourself. And the second rotation, I start with F.Blanka, Summer Yang, F.Blanka, Dhalsim. Dhalsim is standing on his leg. This guy, Summer Yang, hits my Bison. Bison explodes. I start with Dhalsim. C1 from F.Blanka, C2 from Summer Yang. I wait for him to drop from his leg, and I wait for the end so the shields goes off. And the shields are off. I hit them with Dhalsim. And in the end, I start quickly Dhalsim, Summer Yang, F.Blanka, Dhalsim, so I accumulate as much damage as I can by the end, and this is how I accumulated that damage. Again, my highest run was like 300 million or something like that with this team, 330 million. I will do it again, and I will update the video and show you. I will show you my the models that I took, or whatever they called. And here, the MVP, Cammy. As always, Cammy is one of the biggest free-to-play units for bossing and single targets. She's pretty much amazing. If you have her built, you'll understand what I'm talking about. The problem is with Chun-Li, why she's not dealing damage. She needs her plus 30. Her plus 30 will make her deal triple the damage that she's dealing right now with her C2. I couldn't use her with the C3, it deals less damage. So let's check the rotation. And here I start immediately. No waiting, no time to wait. I start with Cammy, Elena, Chun-Li, then Cammy. As you see. This is how I start. I drop my EX, of course. I know you should drop the EX, then you do the runs. As you see, Cammy is hitting. I'm delaying as much as possible to heal her until the shields goes off. The shields are off, I hit with the C3 of Cammy again, so I don't kill her. And this is how I go with my run with this team. It's the same thing. He hits, when he gets back to his place, I start with Cammy, Elena, Chun-Li, then Cammy again. She deals the spin kick. She goes to her place. He starts again, and I wait for him to go back. He's standing on his place. I start with Cammy again. And she's still taking a lot of damage. This is why I have Elena on this team. If I have the new Elena, I would use the new Elena because she's a much better healer, and she doesn't work, sadly, on low level. You need to build her up massively. And here why I started and I whiffed my attack. I intentionally did that because if he hits Cammy, he kills her with his super. So I started with her before he even did anything. And here I deal the last bit of damage. As you see, I start with Chun-Li because if I start with Cammy, she dies. I heal a little bit. I Chun-Li, then Cammy again. With the shields are off, and I deal this amount of damage. Cammy is just amazing. I hit her before the combo ends and the fight ends. And that was it. That's how I did it. You can replay more over and over to check how I did the replays. If you want me to do a slow-mo video of any fight that you think that I can do it as a short or do it as a separate video for every fight, if you want to know these rotations. And again, for this fight, if you have Akuma, you can put Akuma instead of Cammy or instead of Chun-Li. I would prefer to put him instead of Cammy if you have Chun-Li to plus 30. You start with Akuma, Elena, Akuma, then Chun-Li. Why Akuma is so good here? Because it doesn't matter if he's taking damage from the shield, his super will heal him because it have lifesteal. And again, you can use Viper on a single team. As you see, there's here my friend Osen Kanki, the legend. He's using Viper alone, and she's dealing 332 million damage almost alone. And he's using this rotation with Fei Long to have flame vulnerability on the enemy so he can deal more damage. Absolutely incredible. I guess he built her to plus 80. Yeah, I think she's plus 80 because these are red stars. If you have her at plus 80, her C3 will deal so much damage. For me, she's at plus 40. I will not take her to plus 80, and that's it. For the flame damage, if you have Fashion Chun-Li or Flame Chun-Li, you can use her instead of E.Ryu. If E.Ryu is built for you or anything, you can use her instead of Summer Yang. Pretty much this is amazing lineup. And here, as you see, this team didn't deal so much damage for him, but again, don't use E.Ryu, especially in this mode. He'll hit the shield, kill himself, I tried him so many times. In other events I tried him, he worked better, but here he doesn't perform that well. That was it for the video. I'm sorry for the long video. I'm trying to help you as much as possible. I got so many questions, and it's a hard fight actually because he retaliates and deals damage back to your lineup. If you have any suggestions, any improvement to my teams, just mention them in the comments. I'll be thankful. That was it for the video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, I thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.
Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up.